Governments are watching, platform algorithms are flagging, and one by one these gadgets are quietly disappearing from Amazon. Not because they're illegal, but because they're too capable, too powerful, too close to the edge of what the public is supposed to have access to. I've put together 25 of the most at-risk, most controversial, and most surprisingly powerful gadgets still available on Amazon right now. And some of them might be gone before this video even finishes trending. You've been warned. These aren't your average Amazon finds. These are surveillance detectors, signal disruptors, thermal imagers, and tools that blur the line between consumer gear and professional equipment. Uniden R4. Most people driving around have absolutely no idea how much they're being watched, and the Uniden R4 is the device that changes that awareness permanently. This is a long-range radar detector built with military-grade filtering technology, capable of picking up police radar signals at distances that give you a reaction window most drivers don't even know is possible. It reads every major radar band in use today, including the newer formats that older detectors completely miss. And it does it with false alert filtering so precise that when it goes off, you pay attention. Wiphone. This shouldn't exist at this price. The Wiphone is an open-source mobile phone that runs entirely on Wi-Fi calling. No SIM card, no carrier, no cellular network, tracking your location through tower triangulation. For privacy-conscious users, odd journalists operating in sensitive environments, and anyone who has genuinely thought about how much data a standard smartphone leaks just by existing in your pocket, this device is a revelation. Now, this is where things get serious, because the next one fights back against the Watcher's anti-listening device. Here's something most people have never considered. Your phone, your smart speaker, and your laptop are almost certainly capturing ambient audio right now. The anti-listening device uses ultrasonic frequency emission to create an invisible interference field around your immediate space, rendering nearby microphones unable to capture clean audio without your knowledge. It doesn't jam signals. It doesn't break any laws. It simply makes eavesdropping technically ineffective within its operating radius. For private conversations, sensitive business meetings, or anyone who takes personal privacy seriously. K18 Anti Spy Detector. This looks like a TV remote. It is one of the most unsettling devices you will ever point at a hotel room wall. The K18 Anti Spy Detector scans for hidden camera lenses, RF transmission signals, and magnetic fields produced by concealed recording equipment. And it does it in real time with a detection sensitivity that professionals use for sweep operations. Most people have no idea how many undisclosed cameras exist in rental properties, changing rooms, and temporary accommodations. This is where most people get it wrong. They think surveillance only happens to other people. TOPDON thermal camera. A thermal camera used to cost thousands of dollars and require professional licensing to access. And the TOPDON plugs directly into your smartphone and puts thermal imaging capability in your pocket for a fraction of what this technology cost 5 years ago. It sees heat signatures through darkness, detects electrical faults inside walls, identifies heat loss in buildings, and in outdoor survival scenarios, reveals living creatures in environments where the human eye sees absolutely nothing. But this next one crosses into territory that makes people genuinely stop and stare. Ballistic dart launcher. Most people scroll past this thinking it's a toy. It is not a toy. The ballistic dart launcher is a compressed air-powered precision instrument capable of delivering projectiles with a velocity and accuracy that immediately separates it from anything the word dart normally implies. For legal wildlife management, pest control in professional settings, and sport applications. This is one of the most surprisingly capable compressed air tools available to the general public right now. And then there's this, a device so small it hides in plain sight. WF113 SPY camera hidden. This is where the surveillance conversation flips completely. The WF113 is a hidden camera so effectively disguised that identifying it in a room without a detector is genuinely close to impossible for the untrained eye. It records in high definition, connects to Wi-Fi, and can stream live footage to a remote device without any physical indicator that recording is occurring. For legal home security applications, nanny monitoring with proper disclosure, and personal property protection. This is a serious surveillance tool that operates well above what its price suggests. The reason devices like this keep appearing on restricted lists is straightforward. The concealment is simply too effective. Now, here's where raw power meets pocket-sized portability. Wuben X1 PRO. You'd expect a flashlight to be the least threatening thing on this list. You have not seen the Wuben X1 Pro. This is a tactical flashlight producing output levels that create immediate, involuntary vision disruption in anyone it's directed at. A capability that personal security professionals and law enforcement have relied on for years, now accessible in a device that fits in a jacket pocket. The build quality is aircraft-grade aluminum, the beam intensity is genuinely disorienting at close range, and the strobe function operates at frequencies specifically chosen to disorient rather than simply illuminate. And here's the crazy part. The next one looks even more innocent. Glock gun lighter. This is the item that gets this list flagged faster than almost anything else. And it is a cigarette lighter. The Glock gun lighter is a replica so dimensionally faithful to the real Glock platform that the distinction at a glance is essentially impossible for anyone not specifically trained to identify it. For collectors, prop applications, and novelty purposes, this is a fascinating piece of manufacturing. But the reason it keeps disappearing from retail platforms is obvious the moment you hold one. But this next one isn't a replica. This one actually fires. PB4 SPOSA pistol. Most people have no idea this category even exists. The PB4 SPOSA is a non-lethal pistol platform firing rubber projectiles, signal flares, and capsule irritant rounds from a 4-barrel configuration that requires no conventional firearms license in many jurisdictions. It was originally developed in Russia for civilian self-defense in environments where traditional firearms access is heavily restricted, and it delivers a level of stopping capability that puts it in a completely different category from anything else marketed as non-lethal. When used responsibly and within applicable local laws, this is one of the most serious personal protection tools available to civilians anywhere on the legal market. This is where most people get it wrong about what non-lethal actually means. HAUSEBELL listening device? This looks like a Bluetooth speaker. It records everything in a 30-foot radius and stores it silently. The HAUSEBELL listening device is a long-range audio capture tool with sensitivity levels that pick up conversations through ambient noise, across rooms, and at distances that make its operation effectively invisible to anyone being recorded. Listen through all. Here's something that sounds like it belongs in a spy film and is currently sitting on Amazon with next-day delivery. This contact microphone system amplifies sound transmission through solid surfaces, walls, floors, ceilings, with the sensitivity that professional surveillance operatives have used for decades in controlled intelligence operations. For legal applications including structural acoustic analysis, building inspection, and personal security monitoring of your own property, this is a tool that operates at a professional capability level. Now, this is where things get into genuinely controversial territory. SWNN High Power Blue Laser Pointer. A laser pointer. That is what this looks like. What it actually is a high-power blue laser emitter operating at output levels that create immediate risks to vision, can ignite combustible materials at close range, and are classified as hazardous by aviation safety authorities worldwide. For legal applications in astronomy, long-range pointing, and laboratory environments with appropriate protective equipment, this is a legitimate scientific tool. You'd expect the next one to be complicated. It fits on your wrist. DSTIKE DEAUTHER watch. This is where the tech crowd goes completely silent. The DSTIKE DEAUTHER watch is a wearable device running custom firmware capable of sending Wi-Fi deauthentication packets, effectively disconnecting devices from wireless networks within range. It was built as a penetration testing and network security research tool, and in the hands of IT professionals and security researchers operating on networks they own or have authorization to test, it is a legitimate and powerful diagnostic instrument. And here's the crazy part. The next one doesn't need a network to be dangerous. CRKT PROVOKE. Most folding knives open. The CRKT PROVOKE transforms. This is a karambit-style folding knife using the kinematic mechanism, a patented opening system that deploys the blade through a single finger motion into a reverse grip configuration in under a second. The karambit blade geometry was developed in Southeast Asia specifically for close-quarters cutting efficiency, and the PROVOKE delivers that geometry in a legally purchasable EDC package that carries flat and deploys faster than anything else in its class. Now, this is where personal security technology takes a serious leap forward. Night Operator Max. Darkness is not an obstacle for this device, it is an advantage. The Night Operator Max is a professional-grade night vision monocular delivering enhanced visibility in near-total darkness at distances that put it in the operational category of equipment used by professional security and outdoor professionals. For legal hunting in jurisdictions that permit it, property security monitoring, and wilderness navigation, this is a capability that used to require either military access or a budget most consumers couldn't justify. The price point it's currently available at on Amazon represents a genuine technological democratization, which is exactly why it keeps appearing on regulatory radar. But this next one fits in a shirt pocket and stops people in their tracks. Pen Taser. This is where disguised personal protection reaches its logical extreme. The Pen Taser is exactly what the name describes. A fully functional electroshock device housed in a form factor indistinguishable from a standard writing instrument until the moment it is activated. For legal personal safety carry in jurisdictions where stun devices are permitted, this is one of the most discreet and accessible self-defense tools available to civilians on the market today. And then there's this one that doesn't hide what it is at all. Alpha Force Stun Gun. The Alpha Force does not pretend to be anything other than what it is. This is a high-voltage stun device built for maximum deterrent effect, loud, visible, and immediately communicating its capability to anyone within earshot of its discharge. For legal personal safety applications in jurisdictions where stun weapons are permitted, this is a platform that prioritizes both effectiveness and deterrence in equal measure. This is where most people get it wrong about personal safety tools. Car Key Grabber. This one makes automotive security professionals deeply uncomfortable. The Car Key Grabber is a signal relay amplification device that captures the passive entry signal from a key fob inside a building and rebroadcasts it at the vehicle, tricking the car's keyless entry system into believing the key is present. For legitimate use in automotive security research, fleet management testing, and personal vehicle vulnerability assessment on vehicles you own, this is a diagnostic tool that exposes a real and widely documented weakness in modern keyless entry systems. And the fact that this vulnerability exists in most modern vehicles and that a device to demonstrate it costs this little is something every car owner should understand. Now here's where thermal meets tactical in a way nobody expected. Flame King. Most people have no idea that a legally purchasable torch system capable of producing a flame measured in thousands of degrees. Fahrenheit is sitting on Amazon right now. The Flame King is a professional-grade torch platform used in roofing, welding, agricultural weed control, and outdoor survival applications, producing output that makes standard lighters look like candles by comparison. The legal applications are extensive and well documented. The reason it keeps getting flagged in platform reviews is the raw thermal output, because at maximum operation, the Flame King produces temperatures that most people cannot process as coming from a consumer product. When used responsibly for its intended professional purposes, this is a serious thermal tool. And here's the crazy part. The next one protects you from everything we've shown so far. Protect 1206i. Everything on this list up to this point has been a tool that someone could use against you. The Protect 1206i is the answer to all of them. This is a multi-spectrum RF detection and counter-surveillance device that scans for hidden cameras, GPS trackers, audio bugs, and wireless transmission signals simultaneously. And it does it with professional sweep sensitivity that private security firms charge hundreds of dollars an hour to deploy. But this next one sees the world in a way human eyes simply cannot. TiCAM 90. And the TiCAM 90 is a compact thermal imaging camera that represents something genuinely significant. Professional tier thermal resolution in a device that connects to your existing smartphone. It detects heat signatures, electrical hotspots, moisture intrusion, and living movement in complete darkness with a clarity that puts it in the operational range of equipment used by search and rescue teams, building inspectors, and security professionals. Range V2. Most people dramatically underestimate how much information a precision rangefinder changes in an outdoor environment. The Range 5.2 delivers laser range-finding accuracy at distances that cover almost every practical outdoor scenario. Hunting, sport shooting, golf, and wilderness navigation, with a speed and clarity of reading that professional-grade equipment demanded premium pricing for until very recently. And then there's this something that fits in your palm and holds an entire computer. Pocket chip. This is where the hacker community and the general public intersect in a way that makes platform regulators nervous. The Pocket chip is a fully functional handheld Linux computer open source, programmable, portable, and capable of running network tools, custom applications, and software that the average consumer device is specifically designed to prevent you from accessing. For legal cybersecurity education, software development, retro computing, show and privacy research, this is one of the most genuinely capable open platform devices ever sold at a consumer price point. And we close with something that hides everything we've just talked about behind a pair of glasses. Midzoo Spy Glasses. We end with the item that wraps this entire list into a single wearable package. The Midzoo Spy Glasses are recording eyewear with a hidden camera so seamlessly integrated into a standard glasses frame that detection without specialized equipment is effectively impossible during casual interaction. They record in high definition, store footage internally, and operate with no visible indicator light in standard mode. The reason wearable recording technology keeps appearing on banned product watch lists is that the concealment has become genuinely perfect, and this is the product that proves it. 25 gadgets, all currently on Amazon, all on borrowed time. What you just saw isn't the fringe of the market, it's the bleeding edge of what is still technically available before legislation catches up with capability. Thermal cameras, signal detectors, network tools, non-lethal weapons, surveillance equipment. All of it sitting in plain sight, all of it shipping to your door right now. Here's what I'll leave you with. Every single item on this list exists because technology moved faster than the rules designed to contain it. And the items that didn't make this list, they moved even faster. The next video goes deeper. You already know what to do. Subscribe to the channel before that one disappears too.